think it's working. Hello! Yo! Oh. Technical difficulty, sorry. Better. Greetings and hello. Oh my. It's been a while and I should definitely decide if I even want to do YouTube anymore. Because I have a lot to say, don't know how to say it, and I'm old. And nobody wants to listen, but that's when you are old, I guess. And there's so many things going on. Every time I come home from work, there's another destructive thing happening. From payment processors destroying gaming to a bunch of dried up Australian grandmothers who are literally desperate for attention, want to destroy all of media apparently. Shows get spiraling out of control and getting shittier by the week. Every other day you hear some Hollywood nincompoop. A word I should use more, I think. Making more and more ludicrous statements about themselves and about what they are supposed to do and what people are supposed to expect from them. And here I am, working all day, having a weekend while I ripping my downstairs apart. If somebody remembers, 2 years ago I ripped this place apart. Now I'm going downstairs. My kitchen looks like an Albanian prison. I'm not exaggerating, okay? I'm not knowing what the cockroach is doing down there, okay? I don't want to know. Anyways, gaming. I much prefer talking about gaming. Maybe I talk about later about anime, because holy fuck, it is always, like the kids say, ultra cringe when an old man talks about stuff that he did 20 years before they were even born, okay? But yeah, Hollow Knight apparently is too good and too cheap. That's a statement. That's a statement from people in the industry, or those who remember, those people who are working for magazines, basically just corporate chills who basically bend over for everything just for trinkets and merchandise. I don't know. I have a lot of that merchandise here, and I didn't do anything for that, thankfully enough. Most of them I paid. Other stuff was gifted by people who think it was funny for me to be angry about. That's why I have this here. And other things, like a whole collection of the Acolyte toy series for some reason. But okay. Games. Hollow Knight. A small development group who loves gaming made a game that nobody took serious and became a global phenomenon. Oh, the horror. Like back in the days when Doom, Quake, Half-Life and all of those games later on became phenomenons and were literally setting the standards, I was there, Gandalf, 3,000 years ago. I even remember the time when everybody was not talking about FPS or shooters. Like nowadays we call it boomer shooters, because they're old and we have to distinguish the old thing from the new thing, because we're doing the same thing, but we like it, but we cannot. It's like this crazy ex-girlfriend who likes what you have, but wants not to admit that she misses what it is and still wants it, but has to basically downgrade it constantly because of pride or something. Like, oh, it's a boomer shooter. It's a shooter. Fuck you. Okay? I should curse more now that YouTube allows it more, I guess. I don't care. It's like, holy shit. We went from the first couple of years where gaming was its infancy in the 90s, on a PC at least, the 80s, 90s around. Okay, because first the consoles in the 80s, then it started on mid 90s, late 90s with gaming on the PC, and then it just whoosh. Yeah, it just exploded into the stratosphere, and everybody's like, oh, it moves so fast, go slower. Now, everybody goes crazy about this shit. And constantly is this counterculture. And something is too liked, there has to be an equal amount of dislikes on the other side, because people cannot go with the, hey, we like this. No. We have to dislike it now because this is popular, and we want to be popular on the other side because that's cool. It has not changed one bit over 40 years. I mean, like I said, for example, my really go-to wasn't even Doom or Quake. This was more LAN party material. But when it comes really to stuff that I played multiple hundreds of times, it was Half-Life. Okay, this was basically my thing back in the days. Okay, that was that, and Earth Siege and Descent. Okay, or Forsaken. I like to fly around in crazy environments and shoot shit. That was fun. Okay. That was written in the real-time strategy. Sometimes the Age of Empires is in the beginning, but that fall off. Civilization was never my thing, okay? But the funny thing is, everybody tries to basically outdo the current thing with the next thing. And I think at one point, people just completely lost the track. They lost the track completely, because now we have just style over substance, and the substance over style. Because you see gorgeous games who are hollow as fuck. Wordplay not intended, but it works, okay? Then you have games who are basic and minimalistic, either because of, hey, we want to hide that we cannot do the good graphics, so we do it the retro way, so we can hide our bullshit, which I'm completely okay with if you do it in a good way, okay? Because, oh, look, pixel graphics is cool because pixel graphics is easier to make sometimes, not always, and oh, hey, we can do other things, but the creativity is gone, because now you have mostly people who have graphical design and 3D modeling on their resume, but yeah, can you tell a story? Can you tell a story in an environment? Can you give me meat on that bone? And most of them can't. And I had discussion about this, I don't even know how many years ago already. People were complaining about this. People from the industry. I talked about painters and designers, okay, who literally did backgrounds, sky maps, and texture designs. And it's like we are three people in the whole design team, and the other people cannot even paint a stick figure. We are three people in a giant corporation, Bethesda. That if we have three people that can actually paint shit, and there is nobody apparently that can tell a story. But hey, look at all these cineastic things that we can do, that we saw in movies, that we're ripping off of Hollywood from the 80s and 90s. That's the only thing. What was the other game that everybody was complaining so much? Not even that old. Wolfenstein. No, not the New Order. New Order was okay. Had some problems, but was fun. Funny for an Austrian to say that, but you know. Yeah, Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. Over half of the game, I think 52% of the game time is cutscenes, because they wanted to make a movie rather than a game. Like, why? And I remember back in the early 2000s. Wait a minute. Wait. Yes. No. These two. Don't even pretend you know those games. These games are now, I think, either on abandonware or I think one or two. I think both of them are on GOG, on GOG. Because for a couple of years, they were not even foundable on the internet. Pariah, for example, was supposed to be the Halo killer in, I think, 2005? Wait a minute. Old man needs glasses. Free environment. Is there any date on it? I think this was... Where's the copyright? I think... Yeah, no. This here was 2005. And Chaser was supposed to be the Half-Life killer. Not when Half-Life 2 was around, mind you. This was 2002. Yeah, here, I can see it here at least. 2003. I still remember how every magazine back in the days when I bought magazines, because 2003 there was no internet here really. Okay, we had dial-up at best in some coffee shops, and that was that. Okay. And you only could enter this stuff when you had a friend who knows a friend who knows a guy who owes you a fair amount of money or a favor. Man, I mean, this shit promotes GameSpy. I mean, holy shit. And you cannot tell me anybody that this is a Joe Wood. This is Joe Wood. For fucking Christ's sakes. Okay? And it's called Fight Your Way Through Hell. I remember the promotion on E3 for that. And the only thing they showed off was, it's so action-packed with so many cinematics. Because that was the only fucking thing that they could actually think of. Because you could not, okay, torture the information out of me what the story of this here is. It's just the guy going around shooting shit. It's literally, this is the game that the meme can basically, the meme where it's like, I'm skipping all the intro information, then like, I don't know where I am, I don't know who I am, all I know is I must kill. This is the game. There is story, and you cannot tell me, this is less story driven than the Doom 2016 thing. Well, there is a story. Do you care? No. Here is the same thing. And they tried this here as well. And here is a story. And it's basic as fuck with the girl who is the key to everything. I know, a trope that was already shit back in 20 years ago, motherfucker. 20 years ago, those games were already on a trend of why? And those are not small productions. Like I said, this is Joe Wood. And this is Joe Wood. What company did this? Hip Games. Oh. Yeah. Ah. By all means, they are not bad games in and of itself. They work. You run around and shoot shit. There is, for the time, they were decently to look at. I mean, Pariah at least had driving, shooting, and all that stuff. Plus special, basically the first implementation of what better became then Rage. Okay. The story is cringe as fuck. At least I know the story here. The story is cringe as fuck. Okay? It's like it was cringe 20 years ago. Imagine somebody actually daring to play this shit now. Like I said, try it if you want to. Here it's not existing. And we have the same problem now. Even worse. It's just like, hey, we're going from stage 1 to stage 16 now. But we have people complaining about a game, circling back to Hollow Knight, who, hey, here are 7 people as far as I understand it, making a video game that they themselves want to play. A statement that has been made in the 90s. Okay? By basically every studio before corporation fucked them over and they had to make the next studio. You know? It's like, it's a constant cycle of bullshit while we losing more and more talent and more depth in everything. It's insane. And everybody's like, oh, we have to make everything a standard of Unreal Tournament, of Unreal graphics. Why does Unreal 5 now has to become those, oh, because it's easy for those little fuckers who basically come out of school, know nothing besides that, have no experience with anything, but at least they can work with the Unreal Engine because it's so easy and it's supposed to be standard in the future. That's the problem. Standards kill creativity. Creativity isn't there where you have a plan laid out for you and it says you do this, that, and this thing, and then you're finished. No, creativity goes out in the wild and making everything yourself. There is the creativity that you search for. There comes the wild shit. Not the basic bullshit and then that people constantly trying to consume. That's how you get all those games who are so bland and boring. Oh man, in the first week we had 200,000 players. The next week, 5. Because people were blown away by the optics, but then seen that these optics are just a piss puddle of content. Oh, but we sell you all the next content that is cut out over the next half or 2 years as DLC because, hey, we cannot make a game $500, but we make it 70 or 80 as they tried, and then give you every DLC for 20 every 3 months or so. Just like the Borderlands fuckers try to do. Where when you buy everything, you paid almost 500 euros for the game back in the days. If you had all the DLC, all the season pass, and all the retrospective bullshit, which was supposed to be in the game. And then a small group of people, just like the other ones that made, what is this, Expedition 33. Oh no, a small group of 50 or 60 people made a game that is basically a better version of Final Fantasy. Which I find ironic, yeah, actually. Because I don't consider Final Fantasy good, but that's just me. And oh no, how can you do this? And it only costs $50. Yes. Why cannot? It's the same thing in Hollywood. Why make a movie for $500 million when you can make 100 movies for 10 million? Or so of 50 movies. And get more money out, just get creative, but they cannot do this because they are way too burnt out. The creative people don't even dare, or if they dare, they don't come even that close to Hollywood. They completely sabotage the indie scene. I mean, hey, even Lloyd Kaufman sold out with the Toxic and made a mediocre shit. Hey, with Peter, fuck you, little boy Dinklage. Okay, this piece of shit. Everybody loved him at one point. Then he basically sabotaged his whole business by telling her, oh, I'm the only little person who can work here. Everybody else, fuck you. It's this whole, I got up and kick all the other people, all the ladder behind me, so nobody can get behind me. So it's insane. It's this weird thing of, hey, I'm here, nobody else can get, and in the gaming industry is the same. I'm up here, nobody else is allowed on my place or even near me, because then I have to not do anything, and that's the basic thing it is. They keep everything else down and try to sabotage as much as they can. I mean, that's the same thing with this whole censorship thing. This is not a protect or just controlling the narrative for business reasons. It's just like, we want things more controllable so we can sell on one side to the kids without the parents interfering, and on the other side people are getting controlled and basically dox themselves for also money reasons, because the whole controlling thing is also a giant money-making machine. But of course, we will not talk about that because that's bigoted. Even though everybody is talking about it, everybody sees it. Nobody can do anything yet. Okay, it's this whole, hey, we are in control and nobody ever will take this control away from me until it happens. Because we had this shit, and I'm talking this all the fucking time. We had stuff like this forever. Every new media gets fought at one point multiple times until they completely either give up or kill it. Every physical media, every new entertainment, if we cannot exploit it to our heart's content, we have to basically destroy it. That's why we have no physical media nowadays, because people are basically sick and tired of giving money to stuff that isn't worth 30, 50, but now $50 for or $30 for a DVD or Blu-ray. Now they have streaming where they pay the same amount 1 month, where they watch maybe 1 or 2 shows or 1 movie, but they pay every single month, and the quality goes down the drain because, hey, we're getting the money anyway. And the same is with gaming. We're getting the money anyway because people aren't. That's why they pushed so hard for the subscription-based gaming, because you give us money anyway. We don't even have to try. It's insane, and they always think it's going to last, or at least don't fall off that quickly. How many times? How many times? And always like, oh, we cannot do this. Oh, this goes against the standard, because the standard is the non plus ultra for everybody that wants to basically exploit, you know? Standards are for things that have to function, not to entertain. Entertainment isn't standard. That should actually be on entertainment isn't standard. Okay? Because this is a t-shirt. This is a t-shirt quote, basically. Yeah. You go and look what you're actually getting for your money nowadays, and it's less and less over the years. And most of the younger people don't even get it because they haven't lived that long, and that's where they actually drilling in. We have to get them young before they understand that they are getting basically, the big fat R word from behind. Yeah. Bubba Smith shows you what the pig looks like. Oink, oink. You know? It's... No, wait, Baba Smith wasn't Baba Smith a footballer, and the guy from... Damn. No, he was the big dude from Police Academy, right? And he was in Married with Children a couple of times. And Family Matters as a grandma. Damn, that brings me down a memory lane. Sorry. Sidetracked. My brain goes full ADHD mode sometimes, even though I don't think I have that. I'm just mentally burnt out from too much media in my younger years. Wow. That's an insult for anybody. But yeah. And going again back to the whole, a game that costs only $20. And then people getting crazy over it. Why? Because it's not industry standard. Again, standard. Every time they want to do standard. Oh, what was the other game that came out a couple of years ago where everybody was like, wait a minute, we already paid for that game. The game was funded. Now a big studio comes in. Man, that happened multiple times. But the big what was the other game? Us Happy Few. Hey, we have a Kickstarter that was completely funded. We're making a game that is first, I think for 30 on Steam, and then big studio comes in, takes over, and all of a sudden you have full price $60 video game. Why? Because we said so. they constantly try to exploit and hope at one point either people give up or don't notice. And most of the time it works, sadly. But that's not the corporation's fault at that point, it's the compliance from people who buy shit. I mean, we will have, what now, 2-3 weeks now before Borderlands 4 comes out. And Randy Pitchford is running in circles in how much he has already won. I mean, it's Randy Pitchford, he's a special person anyway. Very special person. Oh boy. And we already know that the pre-orders are humongous. Will this game hold out? Because most people that play Borderlands anyway are people that just love to grind. Because I played with many of them that beat the game already 15 times over, have everything maxed out, every single character maxed out, and just want to that ultimate limited Crusher Edition Platinum gives you apparently emotional blowjobs weapon that you can get, that it has a 0.00 whatever chance to drop, and oh, I've got that one. And, okay. That's the game for those people, yeah, that love the grind. Grind in real life, how was? Oh yeah, that's too much work. But guess what? Grinding in real life gets you somewhere. Grinding in a game is not really entertainment. It's a coping. This is masturbation. Grinding in a game, while entertaining, yes. But that's all you get. If you grind in real life, you at least get money and somewhere. You know? Maybe get a promotion. You maybe get into a business that you actually worked for. You actually achieve something. Oh, hey, I have to grind. It's the whole easiness of life. And I get it. Yes, that's what they want. Okay, they want just an easy break off. And for many people, and especially in the eastern part of the world, especially in Asia, that's what people want because that's soothing for them. Grinding in a safe environment. But that's not 100% of the gamer base, because some people just want to either drive real fast in a video game, fly around, explore shit, craft shit, do basic things, or just shoot shit like I do. Okay, I love to shoot shit. Okay. Not that crafting is bad. I played before Microsoft bought Minecraft. I've almost exclusively played Half-Life for a couple of years. Not Half-Life, Minecraft. Whoa, brain fart. But yeah. But in the end, where is it leading when you have nobody that actually creates something interesting and everything is just spectacle with no meat on the bone? You give the people getting bones, but nothing to actually chew on. It's a tasteless experience. Oh man, hey, we have super realistic, like every year or every couple of years when a new graphical demo comes out. Look, our skin is now so detailed you can actually see where the bumps on the skin are forming, and every single beard here is separate, calculated and stuff. Okay, and the hair, how the hair. I see so many people and I see, oh hey, in this game, look at how the hair looks. And okay, just because you have a little bit more glowing effect, a little bit more detail, what does this include into the game? Oh man, this texture is now 20 or 16 times the detail, as Todd Howard would say it. Okay, just because that doorknob shines now realistic reflection of my ballsack to me back, what does this enhance to the game? Nothing. Okay, because look at the last few games Bethesda put out. They were all boring as fuck because, hey, we polished this turd to perfection. It's almost transparent how much we polished it. It's still a piece of shit, no matter how much polish you put on it, okay? And it's not that they are incapable of making good games. It's not, first of all, it's not their preference. And more people are falling to the wayside either through age, never coming into the industry because gatekeeping, which, yeah, people in the gaming industry do a lot, getting just driven out because you are not effective enough because you write the stories we are implementing and people are actually coming to, but we don't want to because we have here 15 guys who can design doorknobs better than you can. So those people are getting the interest, plus the whole nepo baby thing that we have now. Everybody goes crazy about this one stupid little pretentious fucker, okay? Okay, I worked for 15 years at Bethesda. And then, oh yeah, I will not support don't killing games because I find it stupid because I'm an idiot. And then everybody's like, wait a minute, this asshole is the most incompetent piece of shit that ever walked the gaming sphere and is only working at Bethesda because his father was a big dog there. Just think about it. This is one guy. How many other big companies have assholes like that? Nobody's thinking in that direction because this is one guy. How many more are there who are not only incompetent but have egos bigger than Jupiter? Okay? Just food for thought, as they say. There are problems beneath the surface of the shallow water that are so much more damning than people are actually think. Because all the gaming sphere will be dominated by the indie studios. If that were true, indie studios would have taken over a decade ago when everybody was like, hey, Steam is now promoting all those gaming studios. The Epic Game Store would be filled to the brim with indie games because they had an actual project where they gave the people $1 million, $1 million, just for using the Unreal Engine. There were endorsement projects all over the place for indie developers at one point. Where are those projects? Most of them disappeared from this planet without even leaving as much as a whiff in the wind. Where are those? Where are those big? It's always, disgruntled developers from one big studio make a smaller studio to then make a indie game. How much indie are you when you're in your 50s, worked 30 years in a big gaming studio, bring all of this know-how and stuff into that with all your buddies, so basically you just reset to 1990s settings and start over again with the whole technology advancement and assets you probably taken with you. And then you're talking about indie, where people just starting out, like indie used to be, like, hey, people who just coming out of school and just try to learn programming, who literally out of school, diploma at hand, don't know what to do either in their parents' basement or garage. Those don't exist anymore. Don't even tell me otherwise. Where are they? Show me them. Because all those small industries, and then but hey, the people from Silicon, yeah, one. You have one. There is not this mountain of indie developers. Okay? It's always older people who left bigger studios to make smaller ones. They're just offshoots of that. And at one point, you will see that those offsprings either completely disappear because they get re-involved in one of the bigger studios, or they go back on their own. because money. Okay, some may or may not, but will those smaller studios grow and maybe spawn other developers? We will see. I don't believe it, because there's always this one-hit story. They maybe stay around for 2, maybe 3 games, and then, oh, we are all too old now, we are retiring. And all the people in that studio just spurs out, get reabsorbed in the big gaming community or in the big industry, and disappear. Because all the people on the top are not caring about, can you do something good? Can you do something creative? Can you do something new? Can you think outside of the box? Because, oh man, out of the box thinking is basically poison nowadays. Creativity is shunned, which shows you in every media nowadays. Because they can only copy, rehash, and then tell it it's a reimagining of a remake of a retelling that I once saw in a book. You know? And this is, like I said, this is not something new. This is going on for 20 years at least. Okay? Because everybody tells, oh, this is... People already telling you, everybody. 1,000 games from... I mean, we're going from over 1,700 to 500 games who just postponed their release here in September because Hollow Knight appeared, Silksong, in this timeline. They were actually coming out this month or in this quarter of the year. And they just, nope. This will eat our bottom line, because it's not about getting the people to play our games. It's the right release at the right time, because we have to make our benefactors and our shareholders happy. It's all about making shareholders. It's not making the customers happy. No. It's always shareholders, because we want to make maximum money, which also I understand. But don't think you will get respect from everybody for doing so. Pretty simple, I would say. At one point, you have to be accountable for what you're actually doing. Maybe I'm crazy, but I have papers to actually say, yes, you are crazy. But hey, I'm not in a lonely bin, so, because we don't have anymore. But hey, people at one point either will accept, but most likely will just walk away. Because everybody talking about this whole, hey, the video game industry working on a crash. No, the crash already happened. We just haven't noticed it yet. We are still working with the crash from the 80s to this day. There were also many people talking about this. And I'm like, oh. The next best thing, what? We have censorship out of the ass, people who don't want to do the job that they are supposed to be paid for, or at least they want the money, they don't want to do the shit that gets the money. They just want to make slop because, oh, slop is good. Okay? Because come frisk this shit. Okay? it's disgusting. And then you have old and disgruntled creators of all corners of the world, all corners of media. They're just saying, hey, we're done. we are over. It's not only not fun anymore, it's grinding to fight with people who not only not respecting work, but openly fight it. It's great. I mean, there's the whole thing going on in Japan right now, apparently, where a bunch of old creators basically just, I wouldn't say resign, but just say, hey, making something for this generation is bullshit. Which I find damn. But yeah. And then Oh man, there's so much. And then I feel like the weird and the weird worker in hey dude, where's my car? Because think about it. Where do nowadays, or generally over decades now, where they getting all their ideas? Where do all those IPs come from? Books. Have you seen how books are now developing right now? Not really when it comes to gaming mind at you. Sometimes, but they're more inspirational in terms of gaming. But media in general, think about it. Modern fantasy and science fiction is 90 or 82 or 90% now smut, because they destroyed the actual fantasy and science fiction crowd for the wine drinking lowly housewife or lonely housewife. Lowly, low and Lee. Very low, low end high maintenance housewife nowadays. All those, hey, I have 5 cats and the boxed wine assortment. and I read weird novels where it's 10% story and 90% porn. But hey, it's high class because it's books and nobody talks about it. Some people talk about making fun of it because, hey, we haven't developed from the whole craze back when the Twilight series blew up. God, that was a shit show. Oh, that destroyed so much and people don't even realize it. It's wild. Think about that, those books right now, okay, where fantasy contains basically, hey, here is this lowly rogue character who is the bestest ever. Everybody loves her, and then she gets raped by a bunch of minotaurs with and 5 chapters describing their penises. Including the one elf shooter boy, because there's always one for some weird reason. I don't know. Every time I think about what I've already known about those books is like, wow. I feel dirty talking about it, and they call out people like me for being gross for watching edgy anime. I'm not the one who watched the whole redo of Healer thing, but those women did. Okay, the ladies stuck around the longest for that show. Okay, because rape is highly profitable for the ladies, so be prepared to have some very, very interesting adaptations in the future. Because at one point, they will actually go to those books because they need content. They need people to watch their shit. So TV shows, movies, and hopefully not gaming, but probably will go into, hey, these are all those stories that are basically 10% story and 90% porn. Which, how will they sell this shit in 10, probably shorter than 10 years, but how will they sell this now when every other... Oh, of course, when those games come out, they will all get this whitelist pass by all those companies that are now screaming to the heavens because you cannot buy this game because it goes against our morality because some Karen in Australia said so. But in 1 or 2 years, when this whole thing is settled down, they will basically just, okay, this is whitelisted because we get money, this is whitelisted because, oh yeah, hey, we have a big company who wants to make this, so this is getting whitelisted. We will get so much rape porn. We will get so much rape in the next couple of years in media. Why? Because sad single moms with boxed wine and 5 cats. Because they will hunt that new demographic, because the guys will probably we will probably make our own shit at one point again. We will basically go back into the cave. Just like those Warhammer dudes that are now walking away from Games Workshop and like, but we're getting so much more money right now. Yes, this is all the flood that comes in from the new crowd that now discovering it. But your actual base that was solid and gave you money is now eroding away because you're fucking up your own game to a level of that hardcore players don't want that. And as soon as the new influx, which will probably last maybe shortly after Henry Cavill, so maybe in 10 years or so, again, many people have already speculated about this. The influx will one point stop when it's over-exaggerated or people walking onto the next cool thing. Warhammer is now coming up to be the cool thing. Then it will plateau, and then and as soon as it will plateau, you will see how Games Workshop will try to basically walk all the decisions of the last 15 years back. And then wondering, why is nobody coming back to our really, really dark fantasy game? We had so much good and loyal fans. Where are they now? They are back in their cave, printing their own models. There will be a whole bunch of people who are making off-brand stuff. I mean, the Trench Crusader thing basically falling flat on their ass because they don't know how to do dark and really grimdark stuff because idiots. Which already shows you. Oh, wait. In a couple of years, we will see a whole bunch of new companies trying to do the grimdark shit as well. They're probably working on it right now. Because grimdark is selling right now because Warhammer. So we will basically slip into that crack and widen it until it bleeds. Like, yeah, this will happen. Oh, this will be the disco timeline of dark fantasy and grimdark. Oh boy. Oh, we will get so much cringe. I cannot wait. I will have so much fun if I live that long. to give so much commentary to, and I'm not even that deep into Warhammer stuff, okay? Besides, I like skulls, you know. That's basically it. I have a. I mean, I should actually bring more of my skulls up here. I mean, I have a couple laying around here in the background, but you know, they're more on the sideline at the moment because I still have to work out my stuff here because it looks a little bit too weebish. Yeah, I think that shelf will get into the retro gaming stuff, and I have to find another place for all the DVDs. And I mean, I have no place for the movies yet. There's just too much. There comes a lot of things together in 30 years. Ooh. And yeah, I actually bought them when this stuff mostly came out, you know? Not like those new, what are they calling themselves now that are basically starting out in the mid 2020s? Oh yeah, pandemic weeps. Ugh. I would actually phrase the word plague takus, okay, because they are disease-ridden. You know, all those people are that Naruto is top tier. I saw a video the other day where someone was shitting about all 1960s and 70s anime and basically put everything in the lowest tier possible, and everything from 2020 and in the early 2000s was top and S tier. Because I don't understand why people like that shit. Because you don't watch it. You don't watch it. You know, like those binge-watching losers who basically watch every episode. Or you know, when you're watching a 25-minute episode in under 5 minutes. And the whole season in under an hour. Like, I have watched it Skip, 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 skip. I have watched it. Skip, 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 skip. What was the story? I don't know. There were huge tits. And one girl showed her panties. That was good. Like, yeah, that's the generation. Like, oh man, we fought the cringe otaku crowd in the early 2000s here in Europe. Then everything broke down in 2006 when the Naruto fuckers came around, and every TV station and every publisher dropped 95% of anime and just showed Naruto and Bleach at one point. Literally, they killed a whole generation. A 10-year-old crowd that we built up in 1 year between 2006 and 2007. And that was basically my entry into the internet crowd base in that year, in 2007. It's like coming into a bar fight. And you have no idea what is going on. It's just everybody is fighting everybody, and you just coming in the door and like, what the fuck? And then everybody fucked off to MySpace. Oh man, all the forums died. I mean, some are still around and they're cringe as fuck, and let's just say very German. You know, very German. And I mean, very, very German. You know? Even though they put the pride flag and all the pronoun shit everywhere, but they are still very, very German. Woo! I will not go back there. This is, for an Austrian, this is even too much German. Ugh, I don't like the Germans. No, I have German friends, but overall the German crowd is not really... No, they lost my favor. For a long time now. Yeah. They are not my friends in overall. I have German friends, but Germany in overall is not my friend, because we are always dragged along as Austrians. You know, like I always say, Austrians, the hemorrhoid of Germany, because we irritate assholes. And it's sad but true, because we have to also deal with their shit all the fucking time when it dribbles down their knee, you know. Ugh. Germans do something, we have to follow along sometimes. Like, not back in the 90s, when we are the ones who are getting all the video games uncensored, which Germany didn't. I mean, quick history lessons. In the 90s, Germany couldn't even talk about certain video games. They couldn't even publish the name. In magazines, they had to use the German word for it. So Doom wasn't Doom, it was verdammt. In quotes, because they couldn't use the original word because it was indicated and censored. You got kicked off of LAN parties if you brought that game. LAN parties were basically shut down because people started to play Doom or Quake. Quake, by the way, also couldn't talk about. It was called Beben, because the German word is not censored, but the English word was. Why? Because bad game. Bad game shoot. It was all the whole killer games thing, you know. Everybody who plays shooters is a potential mass murderer. Yeah. It hold on until the early 2000s. And to this day, recently when we had a shooting here in not even in Austria, in Germany. They brought this up. Now they're calling it not killer games anymore. Now it's baller games. Which is basically the same thing. It's just very German, like they always do. But they're still bringing that shit up. 30 years later, and they're still bringing this shit up. That's how fucked Europe is, especially the German-speaking crowd. So don't feel sorry for what happens next year for us. We deserve it. I mean, I can only accept it because we can't even fight that shit. It was like, oh, we just have to not vote for it. Do you really think you have a vote in that? Because the whole censorship thing and the whole mass controlling and mass, oh, hey, we have to scan now your face on your phone for safety reasons so, you know, kids can see the bad things on the internet, even though nothing what we do has to do with kids anymore. It's just like dox yourself. Always. Everywhere. I mean, it's Animal Farm in 1984 to the max. Okay? Oh, fuck. Yeah, it will get... It will get very dark before it gets better. I'm just wondering how dark. How dark is this turd coming out of the German asshole? Oh, pitch black, I would say. Pitch fucking black. With a hint of red. Yeah, and some corn. Because this is what they like. Yeah. But anyways, hey, this was Sunday. I just wanted to I just want to ramble a bit, okay? Nobody will follow me on this path until... How long did I talk now? Almost an hour. Nobody listens to... Hey, put into the comments. Put corn into the comments if you reached this point. I would see who actually listens from me that long. 56 minutes. I admire your endurance, okay? Your stamina is... Woo! For listening to an old hairy fucker like me for this long, but hey. And wouldn't it be... Man, it would be so funny if I do this regularly and actually people start watching me. I will probably put this on X or something. X/Twitter. Because, like, no. It's insane. It's just insane what's going on. And then I think back and it was always insane. The insanity just had different flavors now because it's always insanity. Just in different corners. It's like, it's ice cream, but this time it's vanilla. But we had vanilla last year. Yes, but now it has chocolate chips in it. And some mint. With a taste of cringe. The horror. Hey, maybe someone of you have suggestions. Maybe I should talk about really old and really fucked up old games that nobody talks about or nobody plays because you can't get them on the internet. I mean, like I said, those two, I think you can get on GOG now. It was a long time where you couldn't get them anywhere. Maybe some of the old games return in some way, shape, or form. I would say, look at them and see where we were at one point, and then look where we are now, and then despair. Oh yeah, despair. That's in. Cheers, and yeah, an hour takes a coffee to be cold, even a big cup here. Medium cup. For the Americans, this is a small cup. I'd probably go out and do some garden work. The weather seems to be nice now. Yay! Cheers and see you around. Where's the button? I need some Streamlabs shit. Yeah, there is. Bye.